Damn, my son bloody at it again. I hate when a user interface actually gets worse. You ever deal with that where you go on application and now it takes more thumb taps to get to where you want to go? Don't do this shit to me. So, I'm gonna really just fine tune on the grinding. Okay, I think I gained 1 point in terms of speed, so that's good. Not that it really means anything at this juncture, but why not? So, what's currently on the itinerary is I gotta get Zidane a bunch of levels. Well, not Zidane actually, Quina. Your controller might not be an official controller, or may not function properly. It's an official controller, it's just so damaged that it's not even registered. There was like a faulty issue with how it was put together. It's kind of like when an outfit has an imperfection in production and stuff like that. So, that's cool and all. Today's an interesting day for me in terms of things that I can do, because besides grind, possibly defeat Ozma, possibly end the game, there's a lot of content that I usually go through when I play this game that I haven't really touched on. And now could be the opportune time to actually touch on it. Okay, so Quina got another level up. What this means is now I can have her do frog drop. And see how much more damage it deals. The fuck? Oh, okay, something happened to her. Her level up is almost maxed out. See, I almost got a game over off some ridiculousness. That might have actually cost me like all the grinding I just did, which would have been ridiculous. Okay, so I'm gaining over 100 with every frog drop I do. Amaran might get stronger with his throw as well, so I gotta keep all that in mind. There's actually an ability he has called Power Throw, which I should really look into how to obtain it. So he has No Mercy, which I never bothered to develop. You know, in my ability I have to do some auctioning for, which this is the first playthrough I've ever had where I never auctioned. Like, these are things that I'm thinking about because normally when I play this game I'm a lot more mindful of other things that seem like completeness to me, more so than friendly monsters and all this other stuff. That stupid ass minigame, Ragtime Blues. Get it. Get it. So, I recently So it's just a matter of time with Quina. I think 3 more battles. It's so weird that I'm doing like a little... kind of annoying, but these are just the standards I hold myself to. Playing one of these Final Fantasy games without fighting a super boss is ridiculous in my eyes. Like, what am I so fast in a rush for? Where am I going? I will say though, I noticed like the times when I stream where it's most opportune to do off-screen grinding, that's usually the point where it's on a Monday, so I only have no time. Like, at least if it happens on a Tuesday, I have that Wednesday to grind, and those times have been super opportune, but for an uncomfortably often amount of time, it's on a Monday. I think it's because on Thursday I usually try to get as much content done as possible. I try to beat the clock. Which ends up doing me more slime in situations like this, because Thursday I got through the rest of Disc 3. I did a lot Thursday. And I actually held off on the week, because I didn't want to do stuff that wouldn't entrench on like spoiler territory. Encroach, actually. Let me pay attention to how much damage Queen is dealing now. Because if it's 9,400, then that's pretty good so far. Okay, I accidentally got a Zidane hit. Okay, 9,400. It's around where I thought it would be. Low 9,400. You can't always have it your way. How you want to have it. You can get anything you want in life generally, but not necessarily in the manner at which you intended. With all that scrolling around, I would have ended up in a boss fight or enemy encounter where I would have gotten killed. Did I get a notification on my phone? Alright, let's see. Come on. Come on, I need that new level up. Alright. Let me do one more fight to keep track and see how much damage Frog Drop will do now. Motherfucker went hard for nothing. Dropped a meteor on my head. Man tried to dunk on me. Okay, so about where I thought it would be. I didn't think it was gonna be some crazy number. The reason I'm thinking of like dropping the grind is because like I'm almost done. I think I could probably cash out on more frogs at this point. If I was looking now, like I did a lot of fighting just to like test out the damage increase, and now there's like a sunken cost fallacy where I'm gonna fight for the sake of fighting and getting that level up. So there's kind of like an addictive loop to the grind as well, because it does have a noticeable increase in the damage that you deal. On top of that, I do actually want to get past level 80, because I don't want to get caught with level 5 death for Quina. Quina's kind of like my main hitter. Although I have to say this, if I somehow get Zidane to level 85, I have to do a lot of I think I only need one more battle to get that level 81 stat, which I need desperately. That'll take me to the 9,600s in terms of... I shouldn't be upset if I end up jeopardizing that a little bit. Because I did try to catch out on all those, like, frogs early on. I'm not gonna waste my time checking out the stats or the damage difference. Like, how close is this guy to leveling up? He's not close, actually, so... But I don't want to end up in a situation where I kill an enemy just like last time, the first time to check, and Queen doesn't really get a move off. So I do another fight and see the damage growth, and that gets me hooked because it triggers my commitment bias. I mean, being level 81 is kind of good enough. If I get a couple things I can like steal or take from frogs, then I'll probably be doing quadruple nines faux show. And if not, then it's probably just going to be like a 1 or 2 level up thing. Because as it stands right now, I just need 3 or 4 more level ups in order to pull it off. But then, if I did that, there's a good chance that I'll need a bunch more level ups after that to keep everyone out of the level 90 range, which... Level 90, level 85, like anything that's like a factor of 5 or multiple of 5, I should say. That shit'll kill me, man. It's just the truth right there. So this was something that I forgot to do last time, but we'll do it now. Yeah, take it. Lola or Aloha. Aloha, okay, so it doesn't have any accessories. Wait. Sometimes, oh, okay. Sometimes it's not necessarily the ability it comes with, but the passive effect that you can't really bring with you. Yeah, I know about the Grand Dragons, but as it stands right now, I just need to cash out. I could take out level up from Zidane and just, you know, grind up the rest of the guys, and that might make up for like a big difference, but for now, let me see if I can cheat it without having to... Now, some of you guys probably know the math formula, so you know how futile what I'm trying to do is. Some of you might also know the math formula in addition to how long these enemies respawn. I feel like I just ruined the ecosystem of the whole place. So this one couldn't replenish, but all that's left are like tadpoles. So So again, I cashed out on here. Hopefully there's a place where I try to cash out, but there wasn't really much to cash out on, and now the place is like replenished. Like the rhythm was so off that it's gonna be on now. Alright, forgotten consonant. Okay, so this doesn't fit the rule. Let me see. Okay, so we can catch 2 frogs. This seems like what I described, because these are just babies now, so... I don't think it'll make a tremendous difference, but... there's always ways to check. We're in minigame mode, so I can't open the main menu and check that module out. Cool, so I got this many frogs. We'll test it out a little bit. Let's see what the difference with 2 frogs can do. Now, I'm a realistic guy. I don't think collecting 2 frogs is going to make me do quadruple 9s. Not when I have to do like multiple level ups to get it done. Oh, that's actually a huge difference. It might not seem like it, but that's effectively me needing 2 level ups only to get the job done now. That changes the whole game. So let me just get to my grind spot. I could also check my treasure hunter rank. There's a couple things I need to do with that one. danger. Alright, that was good. How far am I with this joint? Let's see. He's gonna need 2 level ups. We're just gonna make them need 1 level up. We're just gonna make her need 1 level up after that. Am I willing to take like a level 5? I mean, that might be a gimme right there. She uses it. I don't know, man. It's actually kind of tricky now to think about. They really showed they ass with this one. The pre-rendered images. Maybe the level up games will also be better. So. What a weakling. What a weirdo. I'm not too pissed about having to do a little more grinding after all that, because I'm not that far from my goal. And you don't want to be too optimal against Ozma. You just want to understand the mechanics and make sure the damage is not going to be the big problem. Being able to deal the damage. Having to rely on support. Basically, you want to turn every party member into a quadruple 9 machine. And you want to understand how the ATB system works, especially for that fight. Like, this is not how I'm gonna fight frickin' Ozma. Which I guess I'm gonna name drop him now, because why the fuck not? Because if I fought him like this, I'd be one dumb motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. I'm at the level where apparently fighting yams is more advantageous. So I should probably consider that. Oh. Yeah, I didn't have breakfast today, that's why my stomach is rumbling. All I did was, take care of my, oral health, brush my teeth. That might actually benefit Amaurant a little bit. Status. Alright, I didn't pay attention to how much damage Queen is dealing, so let me take a look at that right now. If it's quadruple 9s, we're all set. Almost. No, if Zidane hadn't been so freaking... I might have actually made a compromise with that, because he's level 85 right now, so I can't have him like that. I'm constantly doing a cost-benefit analysis. This is RPG player stuff. If you're not doing cost-benefit analysis midway through playing a game, your name must be HC Bailey, and this is your 4th consecutive playthrough of a game that you've researched to death. That's why when HC Bailey says he doesn't want to play games again after Let's Playing them, I believe him. Because he really did genuinely and thoroughly research the shit out of every game. Ever since really Final Fantasy 13. Okay. This motherfucker is going online again? Again? Amaurant is about to be in danger, but Amaurant is kind of disposable compared to these other guys. He's got counterattack though. I wonder if that'll actually be useful. It might be advantageous to have... See, I can give up Amaurant, I can't give up Zidane. Alright, let's see, moment of truth. And then it should be obvious that I'm gonna deal the damage I'm about to deal. Yep, there you go. Now let me check my items. Key items, chocograph piece, all this other stuff. I like the flavor, how much time is put into the presentation of this game, but wish there was a way for me to keep track of which item did I give the stellazio lady. Well, alright. Now, let me think. What else do I want to do before committing on this? Now, did I take the chest here? I have. So there's a couple things I want to collect, just because it would get my thing to an S rank as a hunter. Not that I necessarily need to be an S rank hunter or anything of that nature, just it helps. It particularly helps me feel like I had a complete playthrough. Alright. Okay, come on. Let me get up out of here. Yo, hurry the fuck up. There you go. Okay, Zidane, I'm gonna need you to get rid of this motherfucker. Absolutely that Why is that guy even there? Basura. I'm kind of on like Monster at the moment, and I remember really liking when I went past the cartoony structure into something that was proper arc, and it took the focus away from Tenma as the main protagonist and kind of gave Carl, this new character, a seat as like that role of the character you're kind of like invested in. Same with the alcoholic that takes over. Like, we haven't seen Tenma in a while, and Tenma is my favorite character by far. Like, I went into Monster because Johan was someone that people hyped up as the best anime villain, but no, it's Tenma, man. Tenma is the star of that show. But they've been holding their own. Just kind of using fucking Carl, this other dude. Detective, man. Like, I know the payoffs by now, but it's just that I have a much less dense idea of Monster in my head, and the series actually works. Things that I think would happen in episode 10 happen in episode 4, for example. Things that I think would happen in episodes like 30 or late 20s happens like episode 11 or something like that. All of this stuff in the mid to late 20s, it's stuff that I would have thought in my head, oh, this happens much later on. People don't actually like this series all too much at this point, because it's kind of slow and dull for them, and I can understand why, because it's separating you from the familiar and interesting cast members for these like newer characters that you might not be as invested in, and don't go as hard as Tenma and Lunger or Eva. But just when I thought I was going to be done with Monster, I find out that they added the rest of the series on Netflix, which that they're willing to bring back Monster. It's like Full Metal Alchemist. They get rid of it, but then just as quickly they bring that shit right the fuck back. And they got the live action thing, so I didn't know that Full Metal Alchemist actually got a sequel, so I want to watch that. I found out that Inuyasha Season 3 is there, and I really wanted to get into Season 3 of Inuyasha, so I'll have to hop on that wave. I don't really care about Yashahime. It just doesn't hit. Yo, what's good with this joint? Obviously this water is different, but I gotta be like on center or something. Camera, cooperate with me. I'm trying to. What the fuck is game? Hate everything. Oh man, there you go, there you go. I should be able to accomplish this. I wonder why this isn't letting me like grab it. I don't get it, man, but before I even like think about all of that, let me head my way back. I know it's gonna be there, so if I ever want to, pick up on all of that stuff again, I'll do it. Someone will probably tell me, or I'll look it up, and there'll be a Game Facts post explaining why couldn't just grab it. It seemed weird. Didn't really understand it. It's whatever. It might just be that I need to go in and head somewhere else. I can't just grab them like consecutively, those bubble spots. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Okay, last stellazio, I think it's where we found Scorpio. Alright, let's see. Find. Do I wanna... No, I'll go back to check that out later on. Let's see... MP restore. Once. Oh, it's where I got Scorpio, so I would assume. Finding page, Scorpio. Okay, let's tap up. Oh, okay, right here. One's glowing. The 13th sign. I can't wait until Astro Twitter starts talking about how Ophiuchus men are just like the worst. Okay, so I can use that for synthesis with Hades. See, I had a feeling I collected them all, but... See, I'm still treasure rank B, like... Although I remember it was kind of like this in the past when I played this game. Or is it... I think I'm gonna have to straight up do some auctioning stuff if I want to get to S. There's also the back online quest line where sort of the MOG net, like mail system. There's a couple things I can like do as a treasure hunter, but the most important side quest for me to complete now, the reason why I can't spend all my dead peppers is I gotta fight Ozma. Where's some shrubbery that I can like get on? Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is Estogazo. What is this place? This is Fire Shrine. Desert Palace, Earth Shrine. Conde Pidi, Madin, Sari. Actually, do I ever... I'm curious. Yeah, I've never gone back there. So let me actually make my way back. I forgot about this place. Pay guild for items. For all you know, just like every other place. I hate how spotty this can be. So there's actually a quest here where you can get ability to, not the ability to, you can relearn Dagger's real name. You know, the name she had when she was in, what's it called? Madain Sari. Again, I'm doing a lot of this content, but it's kind of just me trying to wrap up as much odds and ends as possible. So she runs away, depending on what party members you have with you. A lot of things to do. Questionable amount of time. Desert Palace, Earth Shrine, Dolly, Observatory Mountain, Ice Cavern, Evil Forest, Harbor, Castle, Q's Marsh. I thought that was gonna be it for a second. Alright. Alright. So within this cave is the super boss. Supposedly this guy is actually a dragon that's so powerful he just couldn't maintain form, so he turned into this platonic sphere. Alright. Hopefully this will help the Q system, because his ATB is about to get refilled anyway, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna take priority in the Q system. Alright, there you go. Not such a smart idea. Alright, let me do the math in my head. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna take one more nasty hit. With Super Boss Killer. Let's go. It only took me one shot. One shot to run his fade, man. Let's get it. That one gave me a little EXP. I wonder why. Oh, good. So I don't got a menu. I was about to do exactly that. So, coolio. Go back, man. And I got the Ozma card. I don't recall if I had that with me in my previous playthrough, because I think I was overcapacitated with cards. I could try to get to 300 on the jump rope and get an even more rich deck, but I think for now, yeah, I don't really give a shit if the lady in Trino says I'm an S rank treasure hunter. So I'm gonna just do what matters to me and to everybody else. I'm gonna beat this damn game. Imagine hopping in with a fucking chocobo. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about my other party members. I can just fuck on right off. So let me find... Keep in mind, part of the reason why I played Final Fantasy IX was because supposedly had the hardest super boss according to Dark Kefka. And I did see a playthrough of it on Necroscope 86's channel, 2 of them. And Ozma is genuinely pretty hard, but it's kind of what motivated me to give this a shot. And plus, 9 is a game that I played when I was 6 years old, anyway. It's a great game. It's one of my favorites. I'm gonna beat the game. Let me just review it now, because I'm gonna come out and say it. 9 at one point was my second favorite Final Fantasy, but since developing an appreciation for 8 and 10, it kind of slid down to 4th place. As I realized any of the issues that I have with 8 and 10 didn't make those games bad games. In fact, those games were really good, and I was emotionally invested in those stories and characters. But 9 is just... There's a lot of things that kind of lowered my opinion of 9, specifically trying to platinum 9 and realizing how much annoying missable content is in this game. It's a real pain in the ass, but before we even get to that, I'm just gonna wrap up 9. I mean, in terms of the old school PlayStation 1 pre-rendered backgrounds aesthetic, it's great. In terms of kind of having that Hironobu Sakaguchi vibe of old school storytelling, the usage of these classic themes, and being a dense narrative experience, it's just superlative. There's like no other word to describe it. The characters and themes are solid, man. It just stands and holds its own among some of the best games in the series. And I am looking forward to that remake of 9 now that I actually believe it's a thing. See, I don't like how uncinematic that angle was. But some of his facial animations are actually pretty cinematic. Like when he casts spells and has like this weird almost seductive look on his face. Like, that's what I'm talking about right there. Oh, you didn't act yet? See, that's a problem, because that kind of refilled his ATB. You see, every time I see Flare's Tower, I think of World Star. But the only... I hope this isn't what kills him, because that would be anticlimactic as hell. Now, throwing a shuriken at him, I don't fucking mind it. Like, I will say I prefer the cinematic nature of Final Fantasy VII. Even if it's not as pretty as this game. I mean, this digital version is practically a remaster in terms of face models and things of that nature, but that game was just so much more cinematic than this one. This one's progression system is actually pretty good, though. Like 8 and 10 both went with progression systems that wouldn't fit in a pen and paper style RPG, which made them feel less Final Fantasy-ish to me. But they were also a bit faster than this game. The 9 is the slowest game besides maybe 13. 13 can be a bit of a slugger. I am the darkness of eternity. All by death from birth. Life fears death, but lives only to die. It starts with anxiety. Anxiety becomes fear. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. The only cure for this fear is total destruction. Kuja was a victim of his own fear. He concluded he could only save himself by destroying the origin of all things, the crystal. Now, the theory is undeniable. Kuja's actions prove it. All things live to perish. Vanitas, in other words. Vanitas is something I've spoken of before in the past, and vanitosphobia, or fear of death, is another thing. Vanitas being kind of a thing that I think Freud speaks on. How things are driven to chase death and denial of their fear of death, but vanitosphobia is surprisingly not the biggest phobia. Apparently the fear of public speaking far trumps it. What do you mean by... Okay, so an eternal void, the abyss of nothingness, chaos, in other words. This is the most visual Kai-ass ending. It's almost like they all gain, like, white magic. I always liked this sequence when I saw it. This was the first sequence I saw, essentially, when I saw Final Fantasy IX. Hill of Despair. So the name of the location change. I guess it's like, Kuja created an alternate realm, because he transported us back to the origin of life, the crystal, destroyed the crystal, and now there's effectively this new realm that exists, the Zero World. That was actually, it was inevitable that this kind of world would end up existing. But oh well. He just acts like some type of Larkin CL crazy makeup rock star with how he's pantomiming about the importance of life and how he isn't going to give in to despair and how everyone is going to be inspired by their efforts. They'll learn to choose life over death. To not let their fear of death kind of conquer them, nihilism. Okay, so I gotta whoop this guy's ass in order to vindicate Zidane, in other words, so the pressure is on. Alright, already I'm fucking it up. So Necron is effectively the theme of the story, kind of fighting back. Which is what Zeromus is, in a way. A lot of final bosses in Final Fantasy games are effectively the theme of the story, rather than a direct antagonist. That's not gonna help you out much, buddy. I don't know what else to tell you. Get your ass chomped, buddy. Yep. I took advantage of that system. Okay, Grand Cross is a nasty move. First off, it puts you in zombie, so you gotta remove the zombie even before you can res a party member. That's a Saga attack. Well, attack name. Alright, Freya. I'll beat his ass in your... Oh shit, you did nothing with that. Alright, this is actually a climactic way to end this fight. Instead of using thievery, just use this shit. I actually really like that. I like how he graciously warps you out before dying. Thinking, you know what, I'm not a bigot, I might actually be wrong. Now, some people have stated that technically we didn't beat Necron, we just proved him wrong and he kind of fucked off. But no, he's actually getting like destroyed. Turned into dust. So the whole Iifa Tree is basically starting to die now. And I guess the reincarnation structure of the planet is going to be more additive rather than the souls of Terra superseding the souls of Gaia. Though it just exists and coexists alongside the Gaian souls. I didn't ask for your fucking name thing. People love Beatrix, but I realized that like Final Fantasy fans, for some reason, they don't really care about like personality. They care about how cool you look. That's why a lot of them really like Lightning, even though Lightning will smack the shit out of you if you tell her something that's true, but she doesn't want to cope or contend with. I think the only person I know who actually hates Lightning besides me is Frustrated Jacob, which is why even when I don't agree with all his takes, I'll always kind of appreciate that aspect of him. I think it's because Final Fantasy is popular for having like these excellent but well-written women characters, so you end up with a situation where people kind of just go, oh, girl boss character, that means that she's well-written. Beatrix will kill you just following orders, and if you work for her, she don't give a fuck about your name. So that just means that she doesn't actually care who her troops are. Steiner cares about who his troops are, so even though his troops are incompetent wastrels early on, they do come through near the end, and They just don't. He don't give a shit. She just don't give a shit who you are, man. Like, even to this day, she only gives a fuck about Steiner because she wants to fuck him. She might feel guilty when she does something wrong and contemplate it, but she'll still do it. She's missed just following orders. It's interesting to see what's-her-face, Quina not speaking in trope form. I mean, she's still using the same kind of butchered up English, like child English. Well, I like how Zidane is acknowledging that his arc is pretty similar to Vivi's. I like how he's just letting them have their moment. At some point these scenes are gonna get blocked. But until then I'm just gonna chill. I will be fucking right on off and getting the blue screen when the song starts playing. When the Asian woman starts singing, I'm gonna fuck off. It's interesting that we kind of lost to Kuja because he did his ultimate FU LeBron free attack. But then we defeated someone who's stronger than Kuja in terms of Necron, so Kuja really just threw a Hail Mary with that ultima spell. And it worked. I think this visual flex right here is one of the best like, cinematic moments. It's so Tarzan 1999 that I love it. Like, this is the last that they'll mess with technology in this manner. Just using the models and the CG like this. And they really wanted to showcase that they could mess with these animations like this. I'm like, why does Kuja look like shit? I just realized that's just how Kuja looks in general. It just, you know, trans Kuja is so busted looking. That regular Kuja, like when you see regular Kuja at first, you're like, oh, whatever. He just looks like an androgynous visual K-rocker. Then trans Kuja is just like that, but Super Saiyan 4 with the vibrant reds. And then when you look at him in these like grayscale dark purples and stuff like that, it's like he looks sickly. It looks like he has the Magic Johnson disease or some type of AIDS. At least HIV in remission. Not in remission, like flaring back up. Remission is like when it goes down. No. I do like this face turn from Kuja. After creating the situation that made it so that you guys escaped. So it's interesting that Kuja in his mind thinks that he actually lost that fight. Does Kuja end up dying? It's such an interesting face turn, but think about it, Queen Brahm also kind of had a face turn as she started to die, so I guess in those fleeting moments they realize what life really is all about, and so they lose their narcissistic impulses. This is like the part in Naruto where Naruto says Obito is the coolest guy. Now, I think what they're trying to say is Kuja was kind of created with this fixed purpose in life. He was treated as disposable, and Kuja kept trying to defy that. So in a way, he was trying to not only defy his own death, but he was also trying to defy the idea that his life is meaningless. Once I get the impression that this is going to be stuff where the audio is going to get muted, I'm going to fuck on off. If I hear singing, I'm going to fuck on right off as well. I like how it's all cinematic, like it's super saturated looking. So there's a possibility that Vivi actually died, but was able to create more black mages. Probably black mages that were able to have a full lifespan as well. We probably gave them the white Zetsu body with good durability. Cells off the jumper. It's entirely possible that they also have the souls of fucking Terrans as well. Maybe some Gaian souls, I don't know. Okay, so despite not getting his memory back, he fell in love with you again, which I guess just means that he's always gonna like your personality. He's predisposed to liking you. Okay, so she's quitting her job, which is honestly a good move. I can't believe I have to play this game again for the platinum just to get the Excalibur 2, man. Okay, so she gets back her old shift. You make it seem like it's easy as hell, cause it's all you fucking think about. Fucking... I hate this bitch so fucking much. Okay, so I guess both the connected royalty ended up adopting someone from Maharain Sari. So I guess the Maharain Sarians are gonna be running the show. He's gonna shoot his shot. Oh yeah, there's like a super slick I can get from her. So that's another way I can get my treasure hunter rank from B to an S, but I'm not sure if I'm so interested in doing all of that now. Man. Part of the sky. So she grew out her hair again. Done farted. Let me fart some more. Gassy motherfucker. I do want to see Ruby like barefoot, because she looks like she got some big ass feet. No Cloud and no Squall. Well, those are probably going to be the next Final Fantasies that I play in the mainline series. Unless I end up doing like some replays of 1 through 6 for the Pixel Remaster coming soon. It's nice to see the Tantalus characters get some love. I know Stella Noxiclair doesn't really like them all that much, but I like how they create a decent B story every now and then. Early on when you don't really have as many moving pieces. This doesn't seem as exciting as the previous take on the play I Want to Be Your Canary. Although it could just be a truncated version of select scene. I think that's what's happening. Because you don't have the duel. The Netto brothers. I like seeing them get some love. I didn't appreciate them until I had to get that like memory trophy. I'm not gonna lie, I like this like hooded fit. How did they set up 2 moons? Boss Don, I love that. Okay. First, they'll open the door. Oh, she got them childbearing hips. Which is something people say about the models in this game a lot. Like, they all got that BBL, but she gonna be shoving motherfuckers left and right. I like how they look tight. That shit's gonna get jacked. This is my favorite part. Boom, boom, boom. Now I'll block out the audio because, I mean, I still see like some stuff, but it's all good. It's kind of like a pan out of the kingdom, kind of panning out to the mist continent now that it's not misty at all. Okay, and now you got the credits. Some old footage. Yeah, again, Final Fantasy IX is a really good game. It's my 4th favorite game in the series. I like the setting and just kind of this idea of like all these like kami spirits that you had to like run into on the way. How kind of the old world gives way to the new world, and then the new world kind of gives way to the old world, and there's like a compromise of all the spirits and otherworldly entities, order, chaos, and all these other forces of nature that you have to come into contrast with, like the chaoses, Giza Maluka, the Earth Guardian, even the Eidolons. So much of that becomes a point of conflict, and the payoff is pretty good. I mean, Zidane's character arc is really weird because for a while it's kind of listless. He wants to like learn more about who he is, but he puts kind of the interests of other people over himself. For a while, it's really the Dagger show and her arc, and her arc is just solid. Dagger or Garnett might be one of my favorite characters in this series. Stella Nox Sinclair and I are both in agreement that it's between her and Yuna, although I would also put Aerith and Tifa and all those femces. Agrias from Final Fantasy Tactics. The Tactics women characters, on the other hand, are kind of like a different level of good, so... Great story in that regard, just great characters. Not the whole cast. Some characters kind of have their arc peak, but you learn just enough of them to kind of have it tie into the theme of the story, so they didn't need to be that deep. I mean, if you think about how the race of mice, which, what's-her-face, Freya represents, how they're kind of just treated as cattle in Brahm's war against the rest of the Mist Continent, her desire to, like, rule over everything. It does match up with just how there was no regard for the soldiers that, what's-her-face, Beatrix and Steiner represents, the genomes, which Zidane represents, the black mages, which Vivi represents predominantly well. They all effectively are treated as soulless puppets, like dehumanized, made instruments, and discarded just as easily. Everyone's playing Hogwarts Legacy from my younger bro's friends list. I think it's kind of interesting. I think some of them might actually be my friends as well. But anyway, the OST is really good. It does a lot of references to older tracks, and there's a lot of permutations of Melodies of Light, which I have muted right now. So it doesn't have the level of variance that Final Fantasy VII had. But of course it's also a return to the medieval, so because of its setting you can't really go as crazy. This is the last track that, or OST, Uematsu does for Final Fantasy that's completely his. Now, I think Naoshi Mizuta does 11, and it's mostly his work that sets up 11, although he has Uematsu down packed, or his philosophy of composing. Masashi Hamauzu and Junsha Nakano both did, or was it Junya Nakano? They did 10's OSC, which I think Hamauzu stole the show with that one. But here, this is Uematsu's last time to really show out, and when he gets into that prog rock spirit, or hits some of those more emotionally badass, like atmospheric tracks, they have atmosphere, but they're also in your face as well. There's depth. It's crazy stuff above the ice, above the water for the iceberg, and then below is just crazy amounts of depth, you know, underwater as well. He just shows his ass out here. Again, 7's OST kind of goes in a little more for me, because his philosophy for composing is different after that one. Okay. Back in the day, his compositions were more focused on character, whereas now his compositions have shifted more towards during the games, which I think it's because he didn't really have faith in his character-oriented compositions, which I disagree with. His character-oriented compositions were great. And even now, when he kind of hops back into it with 9 and 10, it's good, but 8, he completely abandoned character-oriented compositions. It went more of game feel, and that became the staple for the rest of his work. 9 and 10 are more compromises. Again, he did good. This was a great OST. It can be a little repetitious because of using the same melodies of leitmotif, but still a solid work. Hideo Minaba is an excellent composer. He kind of has his own thing going on, but his style is so synergistic with Nomura's. So even though Nomura didn't design the characters here, he would later on design Lumina from Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIV alongside the characters in Mobius, who they don't stick out with like the Nomura characters like the Final Fantasy VIII crew, the 7 crew, any of that. The 10 crew and the 13 crew. Which, I'll have to look back at the Mobius scenes that had it Squall, because that could be the template for how Final Fantasy VIII Remake would look. I wouldn't be surprised, because that's really how he designed some of these characters. Like, we knew that Aerith was gonna have a skirt instead of a pencil dress because of Mobius. Because a lot of that is like asset rips. And that asset for Squall, it wasn't Dissidia NT, it was like its own thing. So that might be 8 remix, look, when 8 gets a remake. Hideo Minaba, he went with a more stylized approach here, and he likes his cute, I mean, he did the OST, or not the OST, the character designs for the Crystal Chronicles guys. And that gradually went from stylized, childbearing hip stuff to full-figured stuff when he got to the Crystal Bearers. So he has range, and he's pretty good. And the way he does faces is similar to Nomura's, but also a lot softer, a lot more pleasant to look at. He's not as obsessed with giving characters blue eyes. All this stuff to make them look otherworldly and fantastical to the Japanese player. Anyway, Sakaguchi, obviously he was doing this concurrently with the Spirits Within, and he showed his ass out with this one. This was developed in Hawaii. Kazuko Shibuya did work on some artwork in this game, and I think she's underrated as hell. A lot of the praise that people give Yoshitaka Amano should be given to Kazuko Shibuya for really just making these characters look excellent, and being an excellent artist for not just the Final Fantasy series, but also the Saga series and the Mana series. Like, she's badass. And I like the fact that this port, as glitchy as it is, and it's still kind of glitchy in the Switch version, they show a square soft. They didn't change it to Enix. They didn't do that erasure process, and I'm deeply appreciative of that, because they could have really just ruined that aspect of the game. Because I love the square soft logo, I love the font. I like how it tries to be something complex, soft, weird looking. It's not trying to be this like homogeneous square space, like hyper professional thing. It's all good, man. Like, these creative forces did their thing. Obviously, I think Daisuke Watanabe also worked on this game, and as a scenario writer, Sakaguchi did his thing. It spiraled into craziness, the narrative, and I appreciate the narrative for doing so. If this game had just played it straight, I don't think it would have hit as well as it did, because so many great things happen in the later parts of the story. And the later parts of the story was what got me into it as a 6-7 year old. So Obviously, I'm going to be playing more of this game much later on to get the Excalibur 2 and get the Platinum. That way I can have the Platinums for 7 through 10, the Golden Age games, and really give my favorite games the love that they deserve. This has been your boy, Mr. Manga 7. Thank you guys for watching, and for one last time, suck my dick, Koopa. I'll be playing Romancing Saga right after this, so sit tight.